Minister, my question to you is to ask you to provide details of the total allocation of extra funding to community welfare offices to deal with applications for additional needs payments and to make a statement on the matter, please.
Thank you, Deputy Smith, for raising this matter. The purpose of an additional needs payment is to assist with essential once-off expenditure which a person could not reasonably be expected to meet out of their weekly income. In 2022, over 97,000 additional need payments were issued at a total value of over €58 million. Over €66 million has been provided for additional needs payments in 2023. However, the budget for this scheme is demand-led and is not subject to an overall cap. There are 412 staff across all grades in the Community Welfare Service, including 323 community welfare officers based locally throughout the country. In light of the increased level of applications, agreement had been reached for approximately 74 additional staff to be assigned to the Community Welfare Service. Recruitment has commenced for these additional staff through a combination of appointments from Public Appointments Panel, internal promotions and expressions of interest from existing staff within the department. We are on track to have these additional staff in place by the end of Q1 this year. In the interim, 30 social welfare inspectors were temporarily reassigned to assist with claims processing. This and other measures undertaken during last year means that there are no backlogs at present and work on hand is within the scheme's normal processing levels. Completed applications are finalised within 2 weeks and there is less than 2 weeks' work on hand currently. Where it is clear that a person has an urgent or immediate need, every effort is made to ensure that the claim is processed on the same day. Community welfare officers are very experienced and can generally assess when a case is so urgent that it requires an immediate response. Approximately 10% of payments to customers across the country are made on this basis, which shows just how responsive the service is to an urgent customer need. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry? Oh, okay, right. So I think we're going to be able to say with confidence that it's unlikely that the rise that you've allocated for exceptional needs payment is going to cover the demand, because we're seeing increasingly, and the Bernardo's report showed it yesterday, that people who are earning substantially more than what would have been the figures. I know the CWOs have discretion, but people who are earning higher are also running into real difficulty with, in particular, energy crisis and the mortgage increases. And I want to draw attention to one particular cohort, and that is people living with district heating systems. I've had many of them in touch with me who are facing utterly unsustainable bills. And there's high energy costs in these systems that are not controlled by crew. They don't have an option to move companies the way the rest of us do, and the lack of protection, and I've questioned crew about this at the Climate Committee, the lack of protection that they face and the lack of options of choices to be able to move means that they are facing uncontrollable heating bills, and many of them has been turned down by the community welfare officers. So I'm asking you, Minister, to give these people a favourable view and to instruct the community welfare officers to cut them a bit of slack because of the crises that they're facing and the lack of protections that the state offers them.
Thank you. Just to say that this is a demand-led scheme, as you know, Deputy. So we spent 58 million last year. There's a budget in for this year, and if it requires more money, that's not a problem. We will provide it, because the additional needs payment through the Community Welfare Service is the state's safety net for people who get into difficulty. I have to say, and I'm in politics now for 20 years, and I've always dealt with the local community welfare officers, and they've always done their best to help people. And I know you do too, and I value them, and the delivery of this service is a priority for me and my department. Where people are in need, I want to make sure they get the support, and that's why we had a major communications campaign to raise awareness of the additional needs payment. and in 2022, 97,000 applications were actually processed, and that's up significantly since 2021. The additional needs payment is there for those in financial hardship, and I know that people are finding that their ESB bills are increasing. There's another €200 credit. We have already paid out €400 in credit. Sorry.
No, you're okay. Actually, Deputy, you can come back in because there's nobody here for the next round, so you can get your minute if you want. I beg your pardon.
I'll just revisit. I had a lot more to say, but under pressure for time. But I just want to revisit this question of those living with the district heating systems. There's a lot of them coming to a lot of deputies. Now, they're not relegated or regulated by the Communications Regulation Authority, so they don't fall under any regulation. The utilities are they can charge what they like. They charge way more than what you and I would pay for gas coming into our homes. And on top of that, they live mainly in apartment complexes. Many of them would be good earners, but the incredible rate at which they're paying their bills with no regulations and no control over the prices, and they don't have the option to shop around. We're constantly being told to shop around and change your provider. They don't have that option. So there has to be a set of guidelines for community welfare officers, and I'm asking that within those guidelines this is drawn to their attention and that they give them specific attention.
Yeah, thanks, Deputy. If you want to give me the details, I'm not familiar with the district heating systems, to be honest with you. So if you want to give me the information, I'm happy to have a look at it to see. I don't know the details, so if you want to give me, if you write to me on that specific issue, I'm happy to follow it up for you. Thank you.